Leonardo da Vinci was born April 15, 1452, to Piero da Vinci, a notary, and a peasant woman named Caterina in the town of Vinci outside Florence. At age 14, he became an apprentice to the painter Andrea del Verrocchio in Florence, where he learned chemistry, drafting, metalworking, plaster casting, leatherworking, mechanics, and carpentry, as well as drawing, painting, sculpting, and modeling. Some of his first artworks include the study of a Tuscan landscape and this Annunciation, both done in 1481. There is a story that when Leonardo helped Verrocchio with this, the baptism of Christ, his work on the angel holding Jesus' robe was so exquisite that Verrocchio himself put his brush down and never painted again. In 1482, he moved to Milan, where he worked for Ludovico Sforza, the Duke of Milan. It was there he completed The Virgin of the Rocks and The Last Supper, two of his most famous paintings. Clouds are glowing now. The moon is blacking out. He later moved back to Florence and entered the services of Caesar Borgia as military architect and engineer. He created this map of Imola in order to win his patronage. Because maps were extremely rare, it was a new concept. In 1504, he began work on his most famous work of all time, the Mona Lisa. It's commonly known to be Lisa Gioconda, but often thought to be the image of his assistant. This took Leonardo until 1519 to finish. In 1515, Francis I of France commissioned Leonardo to create a mechanical lion. This is where he met the king. In 1516, he entered Francis's service, being given the manor house Clos Lucé next to the king's residence in Amboise. Legend has it that the king and Leonardo were so close that the king held him in his arms as Leonardo died in 1519. He was buried in the chapel of Saint Hubert in the castle of Amboise. Leonardo took copious notes of the human body in his studies of anatomy and was the first to be able to draw exactly Vitruvius's perfectly proportioned man. He later took those proportions and tried them against different animals, including polar bears and frogs. He was the first person to conceptualize a helicopter, a tank, concentrated solar power, a calculator, and even came up with a rudimentary idea of plate tectonics. In 1502, Leonardo conceived a bridge that spanned the Golden Horn in Istanbul. At the time, it was inconceivable for the builders. However, today they are recreating it, putting the first stone in this April. They've also created replicas that are being built all over the world.